Roger, fellow droids. We are Will, and this is Chloe. And today, this isn't the 501st Com Chatter. This is the Separatist Com Chatter, I'm afraid. Today's episode, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be talking about the Separatists and the droids and the enemy today. So this is an enemy episode. So something a little bit different for you guys. We hope you enjoy it. We have accumulated some facts about some of the droids, some interesting ones as well. Got some pictures to show you as well of some, should we say, notable, worth mentioning droids as well. Yes. And yes, we have a meme of the week as well. Mm-hmm. So yes. Now, before we begin, we've got something to show you guys. So, if you haven't seen the news lately, in terms of Star Wars news, i.e. Lego, we have confirmed our first official pictures of the gunship, the Coruscant Guard gunship. Mm-hmm. And yes, we have the pictures here to show you if you'd like to see. So we are starting off with the minifigs. Yay. There we go. Here's our first look at them. Very cool. Mm-hmm. I like these ones a lot. Yeah. So we have a Clone Wars Palpatine, which looks a little bit weird, I'll be honest, but I quite like it.
I think it looks like Palpatine.
I mean, it's the best you could do with Clone Wars Palpatine, isn't it, really? I think I'd maybe liked his hair like a little bit grey.
Yeah.
And not, maybe instead of like bright blonde Donald Trump dyed hair. But, you know, it's all right. He'll do. It'd be a nice addition. Then we have Padme.
I love Padme.
Padme with a little silver blaster. Mm-hmm. Which looks quite cool because all the other guns, all the other little sort of Lego blasters we get, you know, the black and that.
I think she's got the Geonosis tower there.
Yes, I think it is. You're right then. Then we've got Commander Fox.
Yay!
Now, obviously, looking at Fox, he is literally just a clone trooper with a red helmet and a silver visor and a little bit of different face paint. Like, yeah. But I like his blasters though, sort of, you know, his little solo things. Yeah, obviously different colors for they've basically just inverted the colors on his body. But then again, I guess with Lego, you can't go too complicated with them. I do like it though. And then we get two little Coruscant Guards with it as well, which one of them will be joining my little, what should we call it? Line of Legions, we're going to call it. So yeah, so one of those will be joining that anyway. But I don't know why, but I'm looking at their blasters, and I haven't noticed on mine that little bit there. You ever notice a little bit on top of the blasters? A little tiny, I don't know, it just looks different to me.
Maybe they're different.
I don't know, I've got one here. Okay, no, I'm wrong. They are the same. I'm just looking at one of the ones that I've got here. Yes, they are.
Oh.
But they do look cool. I like the paint job. I think they are the exact same paint job as the 187th, just painted red.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, yeah, you're not going to go all out on just couple, like 2 minifigs, are you? You're not gonna. But then here we go. There it is in action on a table. Looked quite good, didn't it? Obviously, you got the doors open from they slide back and forward. The back opens as well from what we've seen of the photos, and the side panels here with the little logo, they open up as well, I believe. A lot of people would have liked the gun turrets
Yeah.
instead of the sort of missile
Mm.
firing ones. But at the end of the day, it's not a bad set. I mean, it looks quite nice. Obviously, it's not the massive gunship, is it? But
Yeah.
what do you think?
I really like this one.
Yeah?
I think it's really cool. And I like how the doors and stuff move, like you were saying. Quite like articulated.
Yeah. So
I like that.
here we have it in. So we say action.
Yeah.
Again, I think it looks quite nice. Nice, I know it's not the best gunship because obviously, it's for the price that you paid. It's not like the is it UCL? UCS.
Yeah.
So it's not the UCS one. So it's not like detailed. But I still really like it.
Yeah. It's a bit smaller as well.
Yeah, I probably would have said maybe a little bit longer on the guns, not the front ones, the main top guns. I think they would have been, a little bit longer. But there's the packet. Well, it's the same photo, but yeah, 1,083 pieces.
That's quite a few.
Yeah, we will be getting this one next month. And we will be doing it together. Maybe we'll do it as a live.
Oh,
and we'll
maybe.
do it. So maybe you could watch us making. So there's that one, and then I believe there's one more. No, that's for the next part or for a later part of the show. But yes, so that was the news. Shall we say? Really, there isn't much else, is there? There's not. It's not a lot. Ahsoka soon. I know we mention this every week, but Ahsoka is coming on the 23rd of this month, as it is now August. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I think the trailers, they look really cool. So.
Yep, and it's gonna be 2 episodes on the first week. So you start. So you start with 2 episodes, and then I believe it's 1 every week. With the last episode on the 4th of October. So you've got like Ahsoka every day, like for like a month, basically. Well, for a month and a little bit.
That's cool.
It's going to be good.
Yeah.
So yes, that is it in terms of news. So today's episode, we've decided, we're gonna talk about, shall we say, the enemy. Because we always talk about the clones and the Republic. So let's talk about the Separatists for a little bit. Now,
change.
yes. So all you Separatist fans out there, rejoice. Now, to start us off, we're going to talk about the leaders of the Separatists. Now, obviously, you have the obvious ones of Count Dooku and Sidious. You would even say probably Grievous as well, who's the leader in it, considering he led the army. Yeah. But the other leaders that we see, these ones we see in Attack of the Clones, we have Newt Gunray, probably the most infamous one of them. The one we see in Phantom Menace. Yeah. Now, here's an interesting thing. This is something that I didn't know until I looked this up. What species is Newt Gunray?
I have no idea.
No idea.
No.
Newt Gunray is a Neimoidian. Neimoidian.
That rings a bell now. I'm pretty sure that's in the movie somewhere.
I if you were like, what species is it? I wouldn't have had a clue. But yeah, so there's a little one for any of you trivia heads if you're trying to do a Star Wars quiz. Newt Gunray is a Neimoidian. Yeah. We also have Puggle the Lesser. He is the Geonosian. We have
Geonosian. I always say Geonesian, and he corrects me. So
Geonesians.
Geonosian.
We have Wat Tambor. He is he's the mechanical one, the one when he's like the Techno Union Army. He messes with his little dolls. So yeah, he's part of the Techno Union. Wat Tambor. Mm-hmm. We got San Hill from the Banking Clan.
Oh yeah.
The Banking Clan will sign your treaty. Yep. I think he's the same species. They're the same species as Plagueis.
Yeah.
I think so, but that's the Banking Clan.
Yeah.
And then I can't remember which group this guy is, but this guy is Po Nudo. And he's the same species as the guy that comes up to Luke in A New Hope in the bar. He's like, and loses his arm.
Yeah.
I can't remember what species it is, but yeah.
Yeah.
So he's there as well. Mm-hmm. Notable mentions for Separatist figures. Mm-hmm. Just because I'm mentioning them doesn't mean that they're bad, but they are part of the Separatists, in my opinion. You got Mina Bonteri. She was very much the Separatists' Padme, shall we say. Okay. She believed very strongly in peace. Mm-hmm. She was the one who tried the peace negotiations with Padme. You know.
Oh, I remember now.
Yeah, yep. In that episode, that arc of the Clone Wars, and yeah, it failed, but
yeah.
So she was basically the Separatists' peace advocate, shall we say. She wanted peace. She didn't want war.
Yeah.
There was Rush Clovis. A lot of people not fans of this character.
Why did Padme want him?
Yeah, no, not a fan. I'm not a Clovis fan, I'm afraid.
Definitely not. I would be surprised if you were.
Yes. No.
One of my favourite arcs in like Clone Wars is the bit where he's trying to make a move on Padme, and then Anakin comes in and
beats him up,
basically.
Yeah, I know the one. Yep. Very good. Can't wait to watch that one again. Yeah. Okay, so that's basically notable members of the Separatists. There were a lot more, you know. Now, basically, the whole idea of the Separatists, everyone considers it that they are the bad guys. But again, it's Star Wars, so we only see the Separatists from a certain point of view.
Yeah.
Phantom Menace, the Trade Federation has blockaded the planet Naboo. Mm-hmm. Attack of the Clones. All these systems are leaving the Republic, mm-hmm. And they're working with Count Dooku and creating these armies.
Yeah.
So we've always seen them as the bad guys. Even in the Clone Wars, they're always the bad guys.
Yeah.
But they're not. Basically, they're a group of planets that just have noticed and seen the corruption within the Republic.
Yep.
And they just want out. They want their own freedom to do what they want. They don't want to be a part of this corruption where, you know, it is very corrupt, isn't it? Yeah. We can't deny that. Now, little thing for you. They go by the name CIS, like CIS. What does CIS stand for?
The Confederation of Independent Systems.
I'll give you that one.
Is it?
It's Confederacy.
Confederacy of Independent
Confederacy of Independent
I get half
System. No, I'm giving you the full point. You were there. You were there, basically. So that's what they stand for. But yeah, so basically they just didn't want to be a part of the Republic, so they wanted to start their own independent thing, doing what they want, bit more control, bit more power. Yeah. Doesn't mean that there wasn't corruption in it, but obviously they were doing their own thing.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, we do know that some of the leaders of the Separatists, such as Count Dooku, Newt, Poggle,
Yep.
they all had their own, or they had a sort of, shall we say, collective agenda in terms of they wanted to get rid of the Republic basically and take over. Are you right there?
Yeah.
Keeping you up here today? So they obviously had their own agendas and that. Now, I have a list here of basically every droid that the Separatists used in the Clone Wars.
Okay.
And it is extensive. It is a long list. Look at that.
Wow.
Now, I'm going to do my very best to remember which ones these are, but you might be able to help me with some of them, where we've seen them.
Yeah.
So I'm not, basically, before you're like, oh, you've missed out ones from these games or this one, I'm only going by the ones that we've sort of seen in films, in the Clone Wars, etc. So obviously we'll start with the B1 battle droid, the very famous Roger, iconic, made. They were very cheap, very easy to make. That's why
there's so many of them.
Yeah, and that's why I know everyone says that the clones are better, and they are, but there were so many of these battle droids that they just completely, like, their numbers just out. That's where they won their wars, like in battles, through the sheer number. Yeah. So you got the B1 battle droid, then you got the B1 commander battle droid. Can you remember what colour these ones were?
That one was yellow.
Yeah. So those were the guys that had the like yellow bit on the head. I think they had like yellow shoulders. Yeah. We got B1 pilot droids.
Yeah.
They were recognised by their blue markings that you could see them in.
Yeah.
Then you got B1 security droids. They had the red on them. They're the ones that we see like on the ship in Phantom Menace at the start. And they are also on the invisible hand in the hangar when Anakin and Kenobi arrive. Yeah. So that's those ones. We got the B1 rocket droids. These ones basically, they had rocket launchers. Then you got the B1 AAT drivers, shall we say? Yeah. And they were distinguished with little green markings on them. They had they're very well known in the one with the first ever episode of the Clone Wars. Yeah. With the guy in the tanks, and they got the green markings on them. Yeah.
I remember those ones.
Yeah. We've got B1 firefighters. Now these ones basically just survive. They were the like ones on the like the invisible hand that just put out fires in case there's a problem or not. And you got the B1 jungles, which basically had green camo. So you'd see them in the jungles or that. Daniel is in the chat, Captain Vaughn. Blasted clankers. Yes. Today's episode, my friend, we are talking the droids. It is a droids episode. So bear with us, my friend. So we've also then go to the B2s. Yes. Also known to us.
Beefy clankers.
Beefy clankers, as we call them here. Because they are a bit beefy. So you got the B2 super battle droid. Then you got the B2 heavy assault super battle droid. B2 rocket droid, which sort of had like a jetpack on them. And then you got, in the later bit of the Clone Wars, that we see the B2 super rocket battle droids. These ones got more missiles and everything on them. And at the very end of the Clone Wars, I don't think we see these in the show or the film, but we do know that they are there, and it is the B3 battle droids. Yes, I'm hoping that catches Daniel. You will start referring to them as beefy clankers.
That's what we say.
So Yes, so as I was saying, at the end of the war, there was the B3 battle droids that made an appearance.
Okay.
Any you want to list off?
I was just going to say the B2s are the ones that had like the wrist rockets, whereas the B1s didn't. And the red, blue, and yellow that you said at the beginning are called OOM.
Oh. OOM.
That's what we found out.
Cool. Any of the others you want to read off?
I can talk a bit about Magna guards.
Yeah, you can talk about the Magna guards.
So they're like the ones that they're also known as like General Grievous bodyguards. So they're the ones that have those big stick things that have the electric on them, which is called electrostaffs. So the electrostaffs were used to be capable of engaging a lightsaber. So obviously we've seen that in Revenge of the Sith, but yeah, that was the purpose of those ones. And also they were, if they were around, it meant that a high-ranking officer was present. So someone like General Grievous.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, they wouldn't be just anywhere. It would just be for the big people. Separatists use military-grade deflector shields.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was quite cool. And the commanding droids would use macro binoculars to locate faraway enemies, which we kind of see in the Clone Wars. But I thought that was quite cool as well.
Yeah.
We got a name from not just binoculars. Macro binoculars.
Are those Jedi issued binoculars?
Yeah.
So going back to some more droids, we've got the BX Droid Commando. Sorry, I nearly said Commando droids. It's not. It's the BX Droid Commandos.
Okay.
Those are the ones that are like swift and very agile, flexible, sort of do flips, and we see them quite a bit in the Clone Wars.
Yeah.
But we got the Acra droid, which we see in the arc with the Mon Calamari.
Oh yeah.
Under the water, those ones are pretty cool.
Yep.
We got the D1 aerial battle droid. Now these are the ones that we see in season 7 of the Clone Wars with what are they called? With these are the ones that the Techno Union Army created. Yeah. So the one with the Bad Batch where they go save Echo.
Yeah.
This is the one, those tiny little thin ones, you know the ones I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So we got those. IG series droids were also used by the Separatists, like IG-88, stuff like that.
Okay.
Then you got obviously the IG-100 Magna droids, which is the one you just mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
We got tactical droids, the ones who have more knowledge, sort of more.
That's the one where, like in the Bad Batch, they're after his head because it will control. All the other droids.
Yeah, and it would have like readouts and stuff like that. Then you got the super tactical droid, which we see in the Clone Wars as well.
Mm-hmm.
These are the ones that sort of their face is more human-ish.
Okay.
So it's like got 2 eyes and like we've got Droidica. Or also known as Destroyer.
Something about Droidica. Tell you what, the Droidicas are the worst with a built-in shield. Can't take them out as easy.
No,
definitely.
Those buggers were an absolute nightmare.
Also known as destroyers.
Yes. Where are those Droidicas?
Yeah.
So we've got Droidicas, and then you've actually got the Droidica Sharpshooter.
Oh.
Now we see these ones in the Clone Wars as well. These are the sniper Droidica versions, where it's just like a long sort of barrel.
Oh,
just
I
like,
know the one.
So like rolls, but it's just got one barrel and it's like. Yeah.
Okay.
We got dwarf spider droids, which we see in the Battle of Geonosis.
Yep.
at the start, which is quite cool.
Mhm.
We got crab droids, famously seen in Revenge of the Sith,
Mhm.
when a 212th climbs on top of one
Yeah.
and then shoots
Yeah.
and I thought that was very cool.
Yeah.
We got an LR-57 combat droid. These are the ones in the Clone Wars movie.
Okay.
They like a big sort of barrel, long barrel with like two guns.
Yep.
The ones that Ahsoka and Anakin take out.
Mhm.
We got infiltration demolition droids. These are the ones that took out that looked like maintenance droids, but then they basically transformed to droids and blew themselves up, taking out the grid in the Clone Wars in Coruscant.
Oh.
We got buzz droids.
Yep, we know those.
Very annoying buzz droids.
Yep.
We've got an SDK-4 assassin droid. These are the droids that basically have like mini versions of them in it, and then they're like little spiders, and all the spiders go out, and so we got those.
Is that kind of like the one that they tried to use to kill Padme, but it had like a centipede in it?
Oh no! This is the one remember when they attacked what's her name? This is gonna suck. What was it? Kenobi's
Satine?
Duchess Satine, when he put one in the little thing, and it was like going crazy at everyone apart from the person that controlled him.
Okay.
So we got one of those. We've got a Separatist probe droid. So the probe droids were around before the Empire, but there was a Separatist version.
Mm-hmm.
Hellfire class droid. Yeah. No, go on.
They were for like patrolling.
Yeah, so sort of like on bases and that.
B1. Yeah.
So you got the Hellfire class droid. Now these are the ones in Attack of the Clone, the big spinny wheels with just loads of missiles. It's just like two big wheels and a little thing, and they fire loads of missiles out.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of those. Now this was quite funny. I found out that they were created and used in basically debt collection from the banking clan.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
A little bit extreme, in my opinion, from the banking clan. If you happen to use one of those to get your money back, but fair play.
Bit corrupt.
Yeah, we've got Persuader class droids.
Okay.
Now, if my memory serves me right, these are the ones like the massive. You've got the spider ones.
Mm.
These are the massive ones that you see in Attack of the Clones, with the massive ball on the four legs. That fires like the beam. So you got one of those.
I'm pretty sure they're in the Battlefront 2 game as well.
Oh no, actually, I think those are the OG spider droid, OG9 spider droids. So Persuader class, I cannot remember. I might have to quickly look that up, get that phone up. Persuader class battle droid. So we got the Tuktara tri-droid. These are the ones with the massive long legs, where they the massive long legs, and they take them out. Yes, I know the ones they are now. So the Octoptara tri-droid is the ones that Anakin takes out in the movie, the Clone Wars movie. The really tall ones, and they got like a spinning turret. Mm-hmm. So you got one of those. So the Persuader class was the sort of droid
like
tank.
Wasn't it?
The on Kashyyyk.
Yeah.
Then you got the OG9 spider droid, which was what I mentioned.
I thought the Persuader class droid enforcer was like something that someone drove, like a tank type thing.
No, so all of the things in the droids are like, for example, the next one, the Vulture Starfighter. Mm-hmm. It was a droid. It wasn't someone controlling it, like someone sat in it. Yeah. Then you got Hyena Bomber, which is another version of the Vulture, just a bombing version. Mm-hmm. You got the Tri-Fighter, which you see in Attack of the Revenge of the Sith, that fires the missiles at Anakin and that. Yeah. Quite deadly. We got the Heavy Missile Platform Gunship, which is the one in. This is the one that takes. It's weird. It's basically like it's got a face on the front of it, and then it's got like a round circle on the back. It's the one when they had to get the rocket launchers to take out on the planet when they were doing the.
I don't know if I saw it.
You saw it, you'd know it.
Yep.
And then now this one, I have some very interesting facts about actually, so I'll go into that after. The Scorpionic Annihilator droids. Do you know which one that is?
No.
Okay, so for you casual fans, those are the massive droids that you see at the end of Book of Boba Fett.
Oh, okay.
So the massive droids with the that have the
They
shield.
almost look like destroyers because they got the
Yeah.
massive bubble around them.
Yeah, they do. They're like those basically.
Mhm.
So I've got some cool facts about those ones as well, but I'm going to go into them in a little bit. But yeah, so that is the school. That is basically all the droids that were used by the Separatists. Now, again, there is some that I've missed out that are in games. Some that just not worth mentioning, to be honest. Plus, I don't want to be here all day talking about droids. But I have two stories here from two separate types of droids. So I've got the Annihilator droid, which I'll do in a minute. But I'm going to start us off with a droid called, you might know him, called Mr. Bones, aka Bones. Now, Mr. Bones was a B1 battle droid, right? But what made him different is he had a very sadistic personality. So imagine Jigsaw as a battle droid, basically.
Okay.
So he was known. I actually have some photos of him as well. But before I get that, so basically he was created by this man. Da, 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 da. Now, obviously, you guys who've seen the sequels will know who that is. That is Temin Wexley, also known as Snaps. We see him we see him as one of the sort of lead rebel pilots. Sadly, dies in the Battle of Exegol, which Poe's very upset about. Mm-hmm. But basically, this guy created Mr. Bones. Now, when he was growing up as a kid, he basically got all the parts from the catacombs on Myra, where he was from a former Separatist factory that was lying about. And he created Mr. Bones, and he painted him. Now, this Mr. Bones is pretty badass looking, I'm not going to lie. But he does appear as like a character that you can get in the Lego Skywalker saga. Well, there's Mr. Bones, a concept art of Mr. Bones. Mm-hmm. Look at him. That's badass.
Yeah. So
clearly, as you can see, he's been painted red. He's sort of got like a skeleton chest painted on him. He's got sort of bones sort of on top of his shoulders and feet and Z. He's got like a proper spear on an arm. This guy is deadly, but because of his sadistic personality, he used to hum and sing when he was attacking his. Well, I'm not going to say victim because it was people he was in combat with. He would sing and hum while he was attacking them. And so Temin created him, and he was like his bodyguard and like his friend and companion. Mm-hmm. So yeah, quite cool little character, I thought. There he is in the Lego Skywalker saga. This is the Bones. I think they've done quite a cool job with him, in fairness. Yeah. I remember something. There was a code when I was playing the Skywalker Saga like religiously, where there was a code, you put the code in, you get these characters.
Yeah.
And he was one of them. I think the code was like Bones or something.
Mm.
So yeah, so you could have him as a little playable character. Little fun guy. Here we have for you guys the specs of Mr. Bones. So any of you guys obviously watching this, reading this, you can like pause it and zoom in and have a little look at all the different modifications to him. He was very dangerous. But yeah, I think he would be quite a cool character that I would quite like to see come into
Live action.
Yeah. Maybe we see him somehow in, the new Filoni films, maybe.
Possibly.
I mean, it would be quite cool to see him at some point, but I don't think we're going to.
Yeah.
He also, very sadly, he was completely destroyed basically he was permanently destroyed by friendly fire in an incident involving 2 A-wings on Jakku. So he was on Jakku helping Temin's mother, I believe it is, Nora.
Okay.
And basically, I don't know what happened, but during the battle, he got completely destroyed by 2 X-wings in friendly fire somehow, which is quite sad in my opinion. So yeah, that's Mr. Bones for you, ladies and gentlemen. Looking very cool.
I like the paint job.
Yeah.
I must say, it looks quite.
You like the red and black?
It's a bit like mole looking.
Is a bit, isn't it? Now that you've mentioned that, I can see where you're getting that. Because I was only looking at it from sort of like a skeleton point of view with like the rib cage. But you're definitely right with the painting. That is, so definitely like, it's definitely like a mole battle droid, isn't it? I do like it though, and I think he's quite cool. And I think the fact that they actually gave him like personality.
Yeah.
With, I know it's not great with sadistic, humming and singing while he's attacking you, but I think it's a bit different, isn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah.
I mean, he definitely seems like a deadly battle droid, whereas all the other ones, you feel like you could just push them over and they're gone.
This guy will chop your arm.
But this one, yeah.
He'll chop your arm off, no problem. So that's Mr. Bones. Now, so I'm gonna go on now to the Annihilator droids. So I'm going to start with this picture here. So in case you didn't know which one they were, there's this one.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest. I said this to you when we watched it.
Mm-hmm.
They look straight out of the Terminator.
Yeah.
Terminator films. So this is something we'd see Skynet with.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
But these things are lethal.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to encounter that if I was in the Star Wars world. And
Boba and Mando had to deal with 2 of these. Now, you got to remember these guys are basically massive droidicas, basically. Apart from the rolling, they have massive shield, their guns. I believe as well, don't quote me on this, but I believe they got their design basically from the concept of the droidica.
Oh, okay.
So the droidica was going to look like that, basically. Absolute nightmare. You needed basically you needed a Rancor to destroy it. Now, they cost a lot of money to make, as you would imagine.
Yeah.
How much do you reckon to make one?
Like in credits?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like 1 million credits?
Okay, not that much.
I don't know.
59,275 credits to make one.
Wow.
So
that is a lot.
Basically, they were so expensive. It's basically like you get in war. You get a super weapon, which costs super money, but because it costs so much money, you don't make enough of them.
Yeah.
So there was like less than 100 of these during the Clone Wars. Now, Daniel has put that as one expensive clanker, yes, and a fierce one at that as well.
Yeah.
You don't want to be messing with that boy. So these guys cost 59,275 credits. Less than 100 of them were built. But this is how deadly one of them was.
Yeah.
In the later stages of the Clone Wars, Republic forces launched an attack on Collar 4, which is where these were built. These Annihilator droids were built. And a single Annihilator droid took out 3 of the 4 platoons of clone troopers that had been advancing on the shielded factory, sorry. So you think 3 out of 4 platoons were killed by one of those. Just one. Not like 2 or 3.
Yeah.
3 out of 4 platoons. That's mad.
Yeah.
That's insane. That's how deadly these things were.
Yeah. I mean, we've seen in Boba Fett how Boba and Mando had a hard time, so...
Oh yeah, he needed a Rancor to destroy them.
Not even the Darksaber could get through the shield.
No. So you needed a lot of stuff, basically.
Yeah.
So basically, after all the droids were deactivated at the end of Revenge of the Sith, all of these were shut down as well. But Palpatine got the remaining Annihilators sent to the Imperial Department of Military Research.
Okay.
So he got them sent there for sort of study, testing, basically.
Yeah.
Many of them were taken to Palpatine's private citadel on Biss.
Oh.
So, But obviously, we do see that 2 of them have fallen in the hands of the Pikes.
Yeah.
Or they have the money to have acquired 2 of them at least.
Yeah.
Which to me is insane. Now, I know the Pikes weren't working with the Separatists in the Clone Wars, etc., but clearly they've been able to find 2 from the Imperial facility after the war or something, because, those things are deadly. Now, for me, which is actually really cool, this is a really cool one. Their first appearance was in concept art for Attack of the Clones.
Oh.
And I have it here for you. Da, 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 da.
Okay.
So this is concept art for the clone Attack of the Clones, where the leaders of the Separatists are actually talking about making some of these by the looks of it.
Yeah.
And you can clearly see Count Dooku's holding a hologram of one of them. One of them's in the background. And you've got obviously all the other Separatists there. Now, again, this is concept art, so it's not saying that this was like gonna make it into the story, but this is clearly part of one of the concept arts where they were like, oh, we could have them making this super thing. And that's where they first started, as a concept art for Attack of the Clones. That's quite cool, that, isn't it?
Yeah, I've never seen that.
I hadn't seen that until I was doing my little research, but there you go. There's a concept art for Attack of the Clones with an Annihilator droid clearly in the background and center of the focus of their meeting, which is quite cool.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's an expensive droid. It deserves a meeting.
I think Skynet will be very proud of that one. Just picture some Terminator music over that one now. Do 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 do. So that is the.
They'll be back.
And clearly they were. They returned in Book of Boba Fett, which is quite cool. So fair play to them for actually bringing that in.
Yeah.
I've noticed that Star Wars has done a lot of taking concept arts and bringing them into projects recently.
Yeah.
Like the TK Troopers in like the original design for the Stormtroopers become the TK Troopers in Bad Batch and that. So I think that's really cool.
And like in The Mandalorian, the episode with the spiders, those were like concept art that were supposed to be on Hoth, but they created it in a different snow planet and they were in The Mandalorian.
See, it's good like that, isn't it?
Bringing it all back.
It's very cool that it's not the end, shall we say. You have done a bit of research.
General Grievous.
General Grievous. Yep.
The one with the bad cough. He needs to lay off his cigarettes.
I'll let you tell him that.
So, before he was a droid, he lived on a planet called Kali, and he is a Kalish. That's his species. So apparently they're like red-skinned reptilian.
That was Emilia Clarke in Game of Thrones.
Well, apparently Kalish is in Game of Thrones. Okay, so they're like red-skinned reptilian creatures, and they have like these masks that look kind of like skulls, like bones. It looks quite similar to how Grievous looks.
Oh, okay.
But it's almost like a tribe, like all these people have. So his real name, before it was Grievous, is Kwaimain Kai Shilao. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, but you can look it up. But
I don't think you're going to offend any Kalishas in the chat, but it's okay.
But it's okay. I tried to say. So apparently, he had a lover on Kali, and she died at the hands of an enemy. So then he changed his name to Grievous, because obviously grieving over his lover. And then he had many battles with an enemy. I didn't get the name of them, but anyway, Sidious noticed that Grievous was a bit of a ruthless killer. So he sent Dooku to get him, because he thought, this is like a powerful being. He could, be an asset to the Separatists or whatever. So he sent Dooku to go get Grievous, but Dooku planted a bomb on Grievous's shuttle and then blamed that on the Jedi. So Grievous was in this accident with this bomb, and he said, the Jedi planted it there, and that's why Grievous has such a hatred for the Jedi, because he obviously got really badly injured and then had to turn into a cyborg. And he blames the Jedi for that. So that's why he hates the Jedi. Mm-hmm. Because every time he sees Jedi, he's like, Jedi scum! So, yes, that's why that is a thing. So, yeah, obviously, because he was injured, he had to be turned into a cyborg, similar to how, like, Vader needed to have psychics and things. But also, I found out this today, Cypher Diaz, do you remember, like, from the second one, he created the Clone Army. Mm-hmm. So, obviously, Cypher Diaz was a Jedi, and he had Force-sensitive blood. So, apparently, they tried to put Cypher Diaz's blood into the remaining parts of Grievous to make him Force-sensitive, but it didn't work.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So,
there you go.
That's a bit of a gruesome fact. But, yes. Also, so Grievous wasn't Jedi or Sith, and he wasn't Force-sensitive. So he just used lightsabers, and apparently he was given red lightsabers, but then they were taken by another character. But then obviously he didn't have any lightsabers, so then any Jedi he hunted down, he would just take their lightsabers. So that's why he has blue and green and Jedi colours, because he would just steal. Yep. Jedi
Fine addition to my collection.
Yes. So those are my facts on General Grievous.
I think very good facts then. Very interesting. A very interesting leader of the
Because I
droid
feel like
arm.
every time you see him, you just think, oh, he's always been a cyborg, but no, he was a different species.
Cool.
But also, I'm guessing that's how he got his cough from all of his injuries and being turned into a cyborg.
I've heard he got his cough from Mace Windu,
I
who crushed his like
I
lungs.
feel like, yeah, I think that was in.
It was in the
animated
2D
series, but I don't know what is canon anymore. What is legends? Because like there's that theory, but there's also the theory of like his cybernetics affecting his lungs.
Daniel's put
A
cyborg smoking
40 a
day. Well, he probably was.
Yeah.
I mean, if he had a normal voice, he'd probably be probably be quite...
True, it does bring a bit of character to him coughing all the time. And also, have you noticed, like, every time I watch Revenge of the Sith now, I find it, because every time he's talking to Palpatine or Sidious, he has, like, a full-on cough before, so when he's on the con with him, he doesn't cough. Which I thought was quite funny.
I mean, for me, I find that like etiquette. I think that's good etiquette, really. You know, manners. The guy's like, right, okay, I'm ready. I can talk. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
That's today's episode.
That was some good ones. We got, well, basically, we're only gonna have one troop of the week this week, because as soon as I saw it, I was like, that's my troop of the week. Chloe was the one who sent it to me, so it's going to be a joint troop of the week.
Okay.
Because you're the one who sent it to me, so I'm not going to nick the credit for it. But as soon as I saw it, I was like, "This is my troop of the week."
Yeah.
Now I don't know if you guys have heard on social media recently, on sort of TikTok and that, but AI covers of songs are going crazy. Are going absolutely crazy. They are everywhere. You cannot get away from whatever. Mm-hmm. Now, we've all heard the B1 battle droid singing Keen.
Yeah.
But this guy, Jared, done this little animation of the battle droid singing Keen with like, so there's one of them singing, there's two of them playing like the drums and the guitar, like keyboard, but then opposite him there's 3 501st troopers doing the exact same. And the AI has used obviously D. Bradley Baker's voice for the clones, and obviously Matthew Wood's voice for the B1s. Mm-hmm. And I gotta be honest, it is funny, so I'm just gonna play you like a little bit of it. So I'm gonna get like
Oh, don't know what happened.
Oh, we've lost the sound.
Lost the sound.
But yeah.
Anyway, it's just a bunch of clones singing.
Clones and droids singing. Yes, Daniel, not the singing battle droid. Yes, he is here. But we've got to give it to the guy Jared for creating the little animation of, of them. So I'm just gonna show you that. Like, I know it's not the best, but so I think it's great. I think it's a brilliant little animation. I'm very glad you sent it to me, because that made my day when I saw that one.
We'll send you the funny Star Wars.
Yeah. So Jared, thank you for that little animation that you've made, because that made my day when I saw that. So you are our trooper of the week. You're joint trooper of the week this week. So yeah. Don't worry, we haven't forgot meme of the week.
We got a meme.
We got a meme. So we do this every week now. Add a little Star Wars meme at the end of the episode. Let us know what you think of it. And again, please send us your Star Wars memes. We want to be able to go through these memes and choose one at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So this is this week's Star Wars meme. So obviously it's Obi-Wan talking to Anakin, or meant to be Anakin, on Mustafar, instead of you were supposed to what was it? You were supposed to destroy the Sith, not join them.
Yeah.
And you were supposed to destroy them, not join them. And it's Taskmaster on a computer, not working.
Task Manager.
Sorry. Because yes,
Not responding.
Taskmaster is meant to end all these programs, not join them. I gotta be honest, I know it's a very cheesy, very simple one this week, but for me, I thought that was brilliant. I really. So that is our third meme of the week. We've had.
You never want to happen.
No, you don't. It's horrible when that happens.
Just like how Obi-Wan didn't want Anakin to turn.
So this is our third one. The first one was obviously Anakin and Luke. Comparison. Number 2 was Choppenheimer.
Yes.
I still think that might be my favourite. When we do a year roundup,
yeah,
I think we're gonna have to go through all our memes.
Yes.
Choose the best one. Maybe get a vote.
Yeah.
But for me, Choppenheimer's winning.
Yeah.
I do like this one. You were supposed to destroy them, not join them. So yeah, guys, we hope you've enjoyed this little bit different episode talking about the droids instead of clones for a change. Now we are working on something at the minute for possibly 2 guests back to back, hopefully. So I'm not going to confirm anything now just in case anything changes, but the plan is next Thursday we're going to have a guest. We might be at a little bit later time because of the time difference with the guests, but then we might also be doing the Monday as well. So quick little turnover. Yeah. So yes, guys, make sure to keep up to date with all our socials, what we're doing.
What day we're doing it.
Yes, you don't worry, you're not gonna miss out. We're gonna keep you updated, so just keep an eye out for that. But yeah, so that has been it. So we say, oh, I'm gonna end the episode. I've had another couple more clones join my little legion, shall we say, of clones. Yeah. So, as if you guys know, I've got a little line of clones. Now, I now have Horn Company.
Should I show them?
Yeah. So we have Horn Company. We have an ARF trooper from the Rancor battalion. And we have a Phase 2 pilot. So there's the
which one's which?
That's the ARF trooper from the Rancor battalion, which is little. Very cool. I like that one, to be honest. I like his little artwork. And we've got a Horn Company, which is quite cool. Bit of a rare trooper.
I don't know why it's blurry.
That's the camera thing. We need to
upgrade.
We need to upgrade.
Well, you can kind of get an idea. He's like green.
Yeah, and he's got like a little marking on his chest.
And then
we've got a Phase 2 clone trooper, like pilot.
Oddball.
Yes.
Like
I've already called him Oddball.
At the beginning of Revenge of the Sith, then Kenobi goes Oddball, and he's in one of these outfits. So
yeah, that's that. I've got a Geonosian Airborne Trooper Division coming in soon, and yeah, with the Coruscant Guard that will join the list. I only have 1 Legion left to get, the official Lego.
Should we tell them about the sets we've ordered?
Yes, as well.
So we've ordered some of the new sets that got announced. We've ordered the...
Daniel's going to like this one.
Yeah. We've ordered the Vaughn set.
Of course.
With like the 3, I think it comes with like 2, 3 seconds. And then the Vaughn. And then they've got a little... I don't know what it is.
It's like a little gun, isn't it?
Like a little cannon thing. So we've ordered that one. We've ordered the Boba Fett
mech.
Is it called mech? Yeah. It's like he has like a massive body, but then you put a little minifig on top.
But I've just got that one because I just want the Boba minifig because it's Empire Boba and it's like the best looking Empire Boba that we've like best Boba figure that we've had. He's got like the arm prints, he's got leg prints.
I like his little like wiki braid that he's got on him.
Yeah, he doesn't have a cape, but it still looks very cool. And because we were like, because we wanted to actually build something, we were like, let's get something that we can actually build. So we've got the Obi-Wan Kenobi Attack of the Clones Jedi Starfighter set. Tom Weezier. She's on her way.
Yes.
So we've got that one as well. So we're going to make those ones. And then at the start of September, we've got
a gunship one.
Yeah. And then at the start of October, we're getting the Venom. We haven't worked out where we're putting it yet, but
it's very big. I don't know where we're gonna put it.
It's gonna be.
We're gonna hang it from the ceiling.
It's gonna be great. I can't wait. And we get little Rex with it as well. So
that's true. That's mainly why we're buying it, I think, for the little Rex.
We're buying it because it's a Venom. It's not
Yeah,
because I love the Venoms.
Yes.
But yeah, so that's it from us. Little update on us. But yeah, so we will see you guys next week.
Once we built the Lego, we will show it on the stream.
Yeah, maybe next week because we should have it by then, I reckon.
Hopefully.
So yeah, we'll see you guys next week, and we'll keep you updated. And so yeah, so from me, Roger.
Roger. Have a nice day, guys.